Hello, New Rochelle. This is Superintendent Jonathan Raymond, and welcome to another season of What Matters Most. We're excited to have you back. We are in studio at Trinity Elementary School. I have a special guest with me today, but before we get to our special guest, I want to share some good news. I'd like to thank our summer school teachers and staff for providing excellent summer learning opportunities that were engaging and enjoyable for more than 2,000 students who participated. On behalf of the school district and community, we commend you and thank you for your hard work and efforts. I'd also like to welcome our new teachers and staff coming on board this fall. We look forward to working with you, and we know you'll love working with our students. And congratulations to New Rochelle High School senior and quarterback Austin Luzzy on winning LoHUD's Player of the Week. I'd also like to congratulate New Rochelle High School senior Maxton Rousing for serving as a ball person at the US Open. What an experience that must have been. And now for some fun facts. Did you know that each sunflower can contain as many as 1,000 to 2,000 seeds? And did you know that mosquitoes have been on Earth for more than 30 million years? So they're here to stay. Did you know that Maine is the only state that has a one-syllable name? And finally, did you know that sharks are the only known fish that can blink with both eyes? Well, now it's a pleasure. I get to introduce Mr. Nate Adams. Nate, welcome to What Matters Most.
Thank you so
Welcome
much.
to the New Rochelle School District. It's so great to have you here.
Super excited to be able to come from a place of partnership to now being a part of the community and part of this dynamic school district. I'm super excited. And as I always say, the best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come. And you know what? It's now, it's here. And you know, you had a great long career at the Boys and Girls Club. That's where so many of our young people know you. You've now come to the school district. Talk a little bit about, you know, your background. How'd you get into youth development? Why is it so important? And why did you want to come, you know, be part of our team?
The journey. You know, you have history, and the journey sometimes is the most important part of it. I really got started with youth development two ways. One as a Sunday school teacher, and the other as a youth football coach for the New Rochelle Youth Tackle League Huguenot and Elite program. From there, I just realized that my authentic spirit spoke to kids, and wanting to be hands-on, wanting to be a guiding light, to support them in a way that, you know, some people I noticed, you know, were challenged to do so sometimes. Having understanding, having patience, walking in their shoes, listening to them. So those were some of the traits that I realized I had a knack for. And I just had to get into the industry. From there, I started off at the Remington Clubhouse unit of the Boys and Girls Club of New Rochelle, where I was then the director of that location. 6 months later, I became the director of operations. And that journey allowed me to really start to get more into the community in a more diverse way, not solely just working in the Lincoln corridor at Remington, but to know all of the administrators, to understand the programming that was needed throughout the district of City of New Rochelle. But then I started to move further outward as the Boys and Girls Club grew, where we were working in Larchmont, Mamaroneck. I was doing work in Ossining. So the bridge got a little longer, but I started to sit back. And just this past year, I was able to participate in a dynamic program sponsored by Volunteer Westchester called Leadership of Westchester. And from there, start to talk about your authentic self. Are you showing up every single day excited? Is it a thank God it's Monday, or is it a thank God it's Friday situation? And never was that for Boys and Girls Club, but when the opportunity, and truly to be very honest, to watch your leadership, to watch the path that the school district was going towards, I wanted to be a part of this team. And there was no greater opportunity than the My Brother's Keeper program coordinator position. As we started to look at the job description with the superintendent Corey Reynolds, I said, wait a minute, this sounds like me. And so from there I said, hey, I know my work has been with the Boys and Girls Club, but I wanted to get back to being hands-on, being able to be a direct contact, to be a direct influencer for our young men.
That's great. We're so grateful and so fortunate, you know, to have you come in and help us really revitalize, right, the My Brother's Keeper initiative. It's a partnership with the City of New Rochelle, and now the school district is the lead partner. And we're ready to kick things off. And that personal vision that you talked about going through Leadership Westchester,
Yeah.
I know from our conversations that's something that you want our young people to have, really to develop that sense of identity and sense of self. But as
100%.
you're here now, and as we're set to really relaunch MBK, talk a little bit about your vision for MBK, and how that sort of oversees all of how we engage with our young people throughout the community.
Mind, body, and soul, right? We talked about, I had the privilege to sit on a dynamic task force this past year around our African American Latino Opportunity Gap task force, and to look at some of the data and to look at some of the things that we as a district want to tackle and improve upon. I realize it's about how our students are walking into this space. Are they ready and prepared to hear from a teacher, to learn from a teacher, to be guided by a guidance counselor, to be led on a sports field by a coach? And that starts with the mind and the soul. So for me, these last few weeks that I've been able to really get an understanding of our students a little bit better, it's getting them prepared mentally, and being that voice of reason, that adult connection, that sense of belonging, to understand that you are a miracle. And I say that, not that a miracle is this great thing. Every day that we're allowed to wake up, it's a miracle. Because so often, so many people are leaving us this earth. But every day we could wake up, it's a miracle for us to improve upon what we did yesterday. We had the fortune to be able to start a TikTok.
And talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and that's our Monday motivation. I feel it's very important for me to be able to motivate students for the next 38 weeks around different things as they're going to go down this path of education for this school year. Myself, along with the great dynamic technology team, big shout out to Travis and Anastasia for really starting to develop this mindset of where our kids are each week and how we could create a positive reinforcement and meeting them at their place of TikTok. We've had a dynamic response the first week.
Talk a little bit about what's happening outside your office.
Oh, yes. So right now, I have some fans. So students have been able to chime in and take a look at the TikTok page, and now they want to be a part of it. And it's about positive reinforcement. It's about creating greater outlooks out there. Because the TikTok world, when you go out there, I'm an older guy, so this was an introduction for me. But I want to put positive messaging out there coming directly from the students and directly from the school district here of New Rochelle.
Yeah, well, that positive messaging is so important. And, as you think about, right, give our viewers a little glimpse into what's coming with MBK.
We have some dynamic plans with My Brother's Keeper. MBK traditionally is a pre-K to almost adulthood program. There's 6 different milestones that starts to look towards our young men and their development. So for me right now, I think there's a greater emphasis around for our kindergarten and kindergarten through fifth grade students is to really tackle this literacy and really start to make reading an enjoyable experience. Not this academic aspect that sometimes our students look at it as. So we're working and partnering with the library. We're hoping to create this initiative where every kindergartner will walk in our buildings with the library card.
Public Library in
New Rochelle. So we'll be doing field trips with them and starting a Saturday program where we're going to be helping them and making reading fun. Meet them where their needs are, where their enjoyments are, because there's a vast amount of information that's in every single library, but specifically the New Rochelle Public Library and tackling this literacy piece. From there, for our middle schoolers, really getting them ready for that next phase in life. I think so often we focus so heavily on our bookends of education, early childhood development and graduation. What happens in the middle? How are we developing our students and preparing them for that next stage, which I call the Final Four, which is our high school career. So high school, I've been able to be situated these last 6 days in the high school, right in the middle of the embassy, and it's been an enjoyable experience. And we're going to be doing some great speaker series where I have some dynamic guest speakers coming in to talk about So Can You. We're going to be doing some lunchtime, what we call open mics, where we're going to be having kids getting the opportunity just to express themselves. Self-expression is so important in our children's lives, to be able to advocate for themselves, to be able to sit in the classroom and feel confident about raising that hand, asking that question, engagement in those spaces. And that's the mind and body. And once we get those things going, the soul is going to be such an outreach for them to really be able to perform academically the way we want them to.
Right. And I know you've also talked about, My Sister's initiative.
Yes, yes. One thing I have learned, what good is development of a young man if we're not partnering and developing our young ladies?
Right.
They are both hand in hand, working with each other, engaging with each other. So talking about positive relationships, how we're communicating with each other showing up as their best selves, and what that means in the collaboration of their experiences walking through high school and adulthood. So we're really excited. There's some dynamic leaders out there in our district that's excited about taking on that lead. Big shout out to Gail Joyner-White, who's joined us, and who's my student supports assistant superintendent. Dynamic young lady, dynamic. And we're so excited about her leadership and the things that she's seeing. So we're on a great, great, great path right now. The school district supporting NBK. I know it's going to take it to levels that we've never, ever imagined.
Yes.
And we thank the city of New Rochelle for their partnership.
Absolutely.
But I'm really excited about the leadership under Superintendent Raymond and everybody else on taking NBK to the next level.
Yeah, I think some of the pieces that you just pointed out, Nate, are just importance of putting our students in the middle, respecting their voice, honoring their voice, their ideas, pushing them, supporting them, loving them, not giving up on them, and letting them know that, there's someone here, there's an adult in your life that you can count on, that you can trust, that you can talk to. And I think that speaks to you, and it speaks to the work. We're really grateful to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks
for everything that you do.
Thank you.
If someone wants to follow you on TikTok, how do they find Motivational Mondays?
Yes, MBK_New Row. Super excited about the next rendition that's coming up this coming Monday. We know you can, okay? And we also know that tomorrow brings a brighter future for you. So get excited. TikTok, we're gonna take over the world with this now. So we're super excited about what we're doing. And if you want to be a part of it, you know where I'm at. Come visit Coach Nate. We're gonna see you there. TikTok, taking it by storm.
That's great. Thank you. We'll let that be the final word. So there you have it, New Row. What matters most? Wishing you a great day, a great week. And remember, we are one New Rochelle. See you next time.